Hello, my name is Chris Sonea and I play drums for Iron Kingdom.
Hey, I'm Chris Osterman. I play guitar and sing lead vocals for Iron Kingdom.
I'm Leighton Holmes. I play bass for Iron Kingdom.
And you're listening to Sonic Perspective.
I've been listening to your new album, On the Hunt. I've been listening to On the Hunt on repeat as I drive around for work today. And and I'm digging the hell out of it, which kind of surprises me because, to be completely honest, I'm not really big on this whole 80s chic thing that's going on. It's not really my bag. To me, it just sounds disingenuous. But you guys, first of all, I think what sets you guys apart is that, A, it sounds legit. It doesn't sound like you're forcing it. And B, you guys are actually really, really fucking good at it. It sounds fucking great. And I kind of want to know, where does that come from?
This is the music we always wanted to play. This is the music we wanted to hear. So we started playing it at a young age. So I think that's why it feels real. We're not cashing in on some fad. Chris and I, when we were in high school, we were always like, where are the bands doing this shit? We could do it ourselves. And then we realized, there's other people doing it too.
Yeah. I remember actually we played with Skullfist when they were touring Canada still at the time. And this goes back to 2010. And that was the first band we ever heard of doing anything similar to what we were doing. And we're like, holy crap, man, this is awesome. Somebody else agrees, So, yeah, for us, it was just we grew up thinking, we can't watch the Scorpions back in 1982 anymore because it's not 1982. So let's make it again, So that's kind of that's where we came from anyway.
So that was back in 2010. You guys have been at this for a while then.
Oh yeah.
Chris and I went to high school together. Well,
we actually played in a band since 2007 or 2008. So we've been playing for a while.
We've been playing together since we were about 15.
Wait, how old are you guys now?
28.
Shit, you guys are still children. What the hell?
Yeah, well, we love the music and, we love what we're doing, so.
Now, drummer Chris, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you're one of the new guys in the band, yes?
Yes.
Or wait, I should correct myself. You're the new guy in the band, right?
New guy, yeah.
Okay. Well, what's the story? How'd you end up in this mess?
Well, I actually was scrolling through Craigslist quite a bit for a couple weeks. I want to put my drumming into something.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, a couple weeks after I saw the website come up on Craigslist and checked it out, and then I contacted Chris saying hey man, I wanna try out for this. And after some time, we got everything arranged, and I guess that was good enough. Yeah. There's been 3 albums before this. They play Keep It True. So I didn't know what I was getting into, but at the same time, I feel like I got lucky with the opportunity that I was given and the advertisement that I did find. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's cool to obviously be in the beginning of a band, and I'm sure we would have all enjoyed working together from the beginning, but at the same time, I could totally imagine jumping into something that's somewhat established at least, right? So that, you come into it and you're not at the ground level, you're kind of at least just above the ground level, at least, so.
Now, when you got this band off the ground, y'all 2 original members, correct? Leighton and Chris? Now, you guys have known each other since you were kids, and on top of that, it also, I understand that the band started off as a family affair, no?
Well, I mean, not necessarily. It was, I started the band a long time ago. My sister actually watched us play a show. She played piano at the time, and she was like, your drummer is horrible. This is like way back in like grade 8 or something. And she's like, your drummer's horrible. She's like, I could totally do way better than that. And I was like, okay, prove it. And then, well, she proved it. So, 3 albums later, and,
Wow, so she did, so this is your first album with the band, and she did all the previous ones, right?
Yes.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah, like, did you guys ever butt heads? I mean, I've been around my sister for a long time, and like being, working together with her would probably drive me nuts. How'd it work out for you guys?
Well, I mean, for the most part, we both were looking for the same thing, I think, when we were doing it. But, I mean, there's like anything, like any relationship or in any way. I mean, you're always going to butt heads in some kind of way. It's a creative art, right? So one person's going to be like, well, I think the drums should do this, or I think the bass should do this, or, whatever. So there's little, like, skirmishes, I guess you could say. But it was never too crazy. She ended up quitting just because she wanted to kind of move on and, get a house and settle down and all that kind of stuff. So
Be a normal person.
Be an adult.
yeah, be an adult, But
You guys are clearly not adults.
I know she enjoyed it while it lasted, and I know she actually filled in on drums for one tour, and I know she enjoyed that too.
Back together.
The original, yeah.
So, like,
Last year was the 5-year anniversary of our second album.
Okay.
So we got Amanda back on drums, and then her fiance was playing guitar. Well, now husband, but he was playing guitar for us for that. And it was kind of cool because 5 years ago when we released Gates of Eternity, we basically did half of that tour. So it was like, and Brad was with us for that trip too. So it was like, a real walk down memory lane kind of thing.
nice.
It's been fun.
Where did that tour take you? Because, like, I know that you guys have been to some far off places.
That was Western Canada. Like last year, we just did Western Canada, so it was BC, Alberta, and the Yukon. So we still went up. Anytime, even if we stay quote unquote local, we still get the fuck out of home.
Yeah, I mean, Canada's kind of huge. I think that a lot of Americans don't really appreciate just how huge your country is.
Oh yeah, we're bigger than you guys. Just
Much.
no, we're a tenth of the size of the population, right?
Yeah.
So we got more space.
So, I detect, like, a big DIY ethic with you guys. Because, I mean, like, you're doing this. It kind of seems.
We are 100% independent. No label, no management. Like Chris, our singer, books all the tours.
No roadies.
Yeah, no roadies. We load in ourselves. We load out ourselves. Our road cases that we'll pull out of that bus, we built ourselves. We built the inside. Like the inside of the bus is us. We spent what 8-9 hours today, or last night and today, pulling our starter out and putting it back in to make the bus run. Like we when we can, we do things ourselves. So yeah, DIY is pretty big for us.
Yeah, you're shaking your head like big time. Yes, Chris.
Oh yeah. I mean, we recorded the album on our own. We produced it, all that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, we got it printed by other people, but that's basically it. We booked the tour. We
You drive yourselves around.
exactly, yeah. So I mean, like, you got to remember, like, as much as we'd love to say that music has, a future and all that kind of stuff, it's hard to say because there's not a lot of money in it, and the whole do-it-yourself thing, it's the only way we've ever found to possibly even conceive of having any future of it. Without doing it yourself, like, we'd be spending ridiculous amounts of money, and even still we are already. So
And like we've always kind of followed the thing of, like, if we buy it now, the next time we use it, it's cheaper, right? So we own our bus. We own the mics that we recorded with. We don't rent stuff. If we want to use it, we want to use it multiple times, we buy it.
Made an actual studio as well.
Yeah.
Leighton and Chris, before Megan and I joined in, they created a whole studio in the jam spot, so we don't actually have to go to a studio anymore. It's right there for us. Yeah, so that's where the newest album took place, and Chris worked his ass off with producing this whole thing. He was on the computer days on end, getting everything organized so mixing is nice and easy. So yeah, it's been a ride.
So just now, the new girl showed up. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Megan. I play guitar.
We were just talking about y'all's DIY ethic, and I'm kind of curious to hear your input.
Like when we did the album and stuff.
Well, like everything, like I was just mentioning a moment ago, like you guys are doing the retro thing right. Like it sounds legit. It doesn't sound forced, and I think that it kind of seems like it's going into like y'all's work ethic and the way that you guys do absolutely everything. These self-financed tours where you're driving yourselves around entire continents. And I would just wanted to hear your input about that.
Well, it's definitely not easy, but it's well worth it. And yeah, things do come naturally, but we have a vision and we follow through on that. So hopefully it pays off.
Now something kind of fucked up happened in El Paso last night, no?
Yeah, totally. Our van completely got fucked.
Well, no, something happened. Something fucked up happened on the way to Tucson, and then it just carried over to El Paso.
Yeah, and then carried over to San Antonio. So here's the deal: we had to cancel Tucson. We absolutely hate canceling shows. You know, we work with promoters, bands, all the venues. You know, our job is to go play the show. You know, at all costs, we are there, right? We had no option. We did everything we could. We even thought about towing it to the venue, and which was 200 miles away.
So the only shows we've canceled up till now were when we rolled off the highway in 2015, and they wouldn't pull us out of the ditch until the next day, and when your government wouldn't let us into this country. All right, so.
Yeah, about that. I'm really sorry about that. I didn't realize that it extended to white people too.
Well, I'd like to specify we weren't not accepted. We were just, our visas, our work permits didn't come until a month after the tour was over.
They were lollygagging.
Yeah, it was just a huge delay. It didn't just screw us. It was like, I think 300,000 people got totally screwed.
It was one of those maneuvers where they were delaying everything. Yeah. But we ended up getting swept up in that, right? So, yeah, I mean, we were eventually, I guess, technically allowed in, but the dates were gone. So.
No, okay, so what happened with this accident in 2015?
We had a van and trailer, and the right passenger tire blew, and they never found it. So it came off, and the trailer started pushing us around. I was driving, and I tried to keep us on the road, but we, as soon as the tire touched the gravel, the trailer pulled us around. We did a 180. We rolled 3 times down a hill. We were in the Rocky Mountains, so we got really, really lucky. Yeah. But we're safe. I mean, I'm alive. We're alive. We lived.
That's some dumb luck. That's awesome. I'm really glad that you guys pulled it through that. But so like you self-finance and arrange all these tours, but you guys have played in South America before.
Yeah, that's right. We did a tour in Brazil with Blaze Bayley from Iron Maiden, and that was through an agency, so that was not a do-it-yourself. But it wasn't cheap either. So, but it was a great experience. We had a lot of fun, a lot of people to play to, and it was awesome. Yeah.
So let's talk about the new record. I've been giving it a lot of repeated spins, like I mentioned earlier, and like the thing that sticks out most about it, besides how legit it sounds, how great of a throwback it is it's very uplifting, and that's not something that you normally associate with metal. Who wants to take this one?
What do you mean by uplifting?
Like the song, the second to last song, Paragon, I think. Yeah. I mean, like that's like motivational stuff right there.
It's kind of that Helloween influence, It's kind of like the classical side of heavy metal, I guess, at times. I was always kind of like, I've always had a bit of a hint of classical. I don't generally tend to play in the minor scales.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize this, but Megan noticed, and
He's Iron Maiden, I'm Judas Priest.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. It's a cool blend.
I think the funny thing is, though, you say uplifting, I think it's because it's very melodic. The album itself is very melodic. But then there's some very gruesome lyrics if you listen. It's about fucking alien invasions, there's some pillaging.
We always used to joke, Chris wrote happy sounding riffs, I wrote depressing lyrics. But like Paragon specifically, like it's just, I've been reading a lot of philosophy and shit, and that's just what, it's kind of the words that came out. Same with Sign of the Gods. Sign of the Gods and Paragon are kind of in the same vein, lyrically, I think.
Okay. Are they like companion songs?
Not really. Just, I mean, kind of what I liked most about The Gates of Eternity was it was very kind of a personal album. It had some stuff that was going on within the members of the band come out in the lyrics. And then Ride for Glory didn't have that. We were just trying to tell stories. So this one, at least on a couple of songs, we kind of went back to, I put some of myself into the lyrics kind of thing. So, yeah, I mean, it's just kind of, I think the only way forward and how fucked up the world's getting is for individuals to be better, right? And so I'm trying to be like that, and I wrote words to try to get other people to be like that, because it's not there's no collective solutions. It's you have to do it on an individual level, and it's your responsibility to do it on an individual.
Wait a second. I thought you wrote the depressing lyrics.
I'm getting old.
Aren't we all?
Well, we have songs like Keep It Steel, though, too, is more anthematic to metal, and just getting your party metalheads out to celebrate and have fun and enjoy the true depths of metal. Get silly.
Yeah, this one's got a real mix.
It was fun. Yeah, totally. It was a fun album. Just a lot of different things. We dipped our toes in a lot of different waters that I don't feel that Iron Kingdom would necessarily have done in the past. So it was kind of fun to move things forward or just try different things. And, we'll see what everyone says about it. So
we also tried to simplify, right? On previous albums, we tried to go for the more epic, the more, because Chris and I were always really big Maiden fans. So we liked the songwriting and the grand scope of a lot of Maiden tracks, and so that was an influence. And on this one, we tried to go for more straightforward rockers,
Yeah, and when I was listening back to the record a couple times, I realized I was getting through it really quick, but I would be able to repeat it and be like, oh, okay, so I can. It's really re-listenable compared to some albums where it's kind of like, oh, it's an hour long, and you're trying to get through it, and you're kind of like, maybe I'll skip this song. But yeah, so every song on this album is kind of like a fast pace. And I feel like it's kind of like we have anthemic traits to all the songs.
Yeah, and just like a stupid coincidence here, every time I listened to the album today, it was exactly as long as my commutes. Traffic included and everything. So thanks for doing that. You guys got me through a really stressful day today.
Sick.
So we did the data, and we found that the average driver commute. So we had to figure out the exact seconds in their songs.
Now, there's so you guys are from Vancouver, British Columbia. How is the scene there? Because there's a lot of notable musicians from there, but y'all don't seem to know each other a whole lot.
Well, I mean,
not every Canadian knows each other.
Yeah,
we don't.
Bullshit!
It's a small country, but we don't all know each other.
Sorry.
I mean, landmass it's actually pretty big, but population it's small. But I mean, the scene in Vancouver, the heavy metal scene is pretty decent. If you do a show on a weekend or something, if you're a decent band, you should be able to draw about 100 people. So it's not too bad. There's definitely cities that struggle more in their scenes.
For sure. I think Vancouver's really, they have death metal and doom metal and stoner metal very prevalent in the scene, more so than heavy metal. So that's one thing that why Iron Kingdom stuck out for me when I was learning, doing an audition, etc. I went to see them at a heavy metal festival, and I lost my mind because that was the first heavy metal band I'd seen in over a year. And I went every weekend out to a show. But anyways, pretty cool.
Did you hear Megan's story about? I guess you did.
What else? What story?
About coming into the band and everything.
Oh, I didn't know for 2 months, and then they're stealing my riffs, and I'm like, yo, guys, am I in or am I out? And then I got the news that I was in.
Really? So technically, it's no longer theft.
I just kept coming back, and then we started writing this album, and I'm like, okay, well, what the fuck?
Well, I mean,
I put my foot down.
Okay, one thing about this band is, we've been through a fair amount of members throughout the years.
Hell and back again.
Yeah, we have been through hell and back again, that's true. But, I mean, we just want to make sure we're working with people that really want it. Because I don't mind we want to tour, we want to do albums, we want to do all that stuff. It's one thing if somebody wants to do it for 3 months, and if somebody wants to do it for 3 years, you know what I mean? So for us, it's we need to find people that want to do it for a while at least, because just the efforts put into learning the material, the old stuff, the new stuff.
Long-term employees.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? It's about quality. So we want to like go through things. It's a personality thing
growing.
too.
Like you want to be able to grow together too, right? You're always moving forward or collaborating well. Attitude, super important.
Well, and personality's huge too. Personality's huge too because like if you can't get along with somebody, how can you tour with them and live with them every single day? Like, and
they need to put in effort and be hardworking.
Yeah. There's so many elements. So, like we auditioned Chris for about a month, Megan for about 2 months.
It was a common phenomenon that he also had the same. It's like, hey guys, am I in?
Yeah, I mean it's that whole thing of like some people will just give up and not care, and we're just like, okay, so that's who they are. Whereas other people are like, okay, I'll be back next week or whatever, and then it's like, okay, they're kind of like sitting there like not sure what's going on or whatever, and I feel bad about that too. But at the same time, it's like I can't tell somebody they're in unless they're like. They really show that they want it, kind of thing. So, we got to feel it and know in our hearts basically that we're like, okay, this is right, and then we're like, hey, let's do it. So, I'm personally very happy with the decisions we've made. Like you said, I mean, we wrote the new album and I think it's our best one yet. So for us, it's exciting. There's 2 new members and I feel like we had something really cool to deliver with that as well. And personally, I'm looking forward to the future as well and seeing where this band goes with new records and new tours to come,
That bus breaking down was pretty inspiring, I'm not going to lie. I was just kind of chilling and in the bus because I didn't know what to do in the mechanics world. So I was like, I'll pull out my guitar and then I just start writing a song, so.
Well, okay, here's the funny thing too is at a certain point, Leighton and I were like, okay, there's really nothing that like if me and him can't figure it out, there's really nothing more that the other 2 can do at this point. So we were like, why don't you guys just sleep for a couple hours or something and we'll see what we can do. So it was just kind of funny because this morning they both woke up to the bus going, Yeah. So it was a pretty interesting morning, I'm sure.
They did like the most sketchy thing ever to make it work. It was pretty funny. Metal Stories.
Oh yeah, I mean,
by Iron King.
Well, I don't know if Leighton explained this already, but basically we ended up having to connect the starter directly to the battery, so there's no ignition.
Bypassed everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's probably.
There's some major electrical issues in there, and we're gonna have to spend quite a bit of time fixing that up. But
Fun times.
Oh yeah. But it does turn on, and we've made. Ever since we did it, we've made gigs. So as far as we're concerned, we're on the up and up now.
It would not be a tour without like a major bus breakage or something, or like van. It happens to everyone. It's just that's how it goes. The way of the road.
Oh yeah, it is the way of the road, and we are the road warriors.
Well, you beat me to it. Damn it. So I am in awe of y'all's work ethic, and yeah, just congratulations on like getting this far completely on your own terms. That's fucking awesome. My last question to you guys relates to my youth, because like I grew up in an era when you could just go to like a record store or a CD store or whatever and just flip through the entire metal section and look at the artwork, and you just kind of get the sounds in your head, and sometimes that would be accurate. And in this digital age, do you guys think that there's a future for that sort of thing for the kids that are coming up today?
Yeah, I mean, for heavy metal, I think it's a little different than the other genres. I mean, the thing is a lot of metalheads, they want that physical CD. I mean, I know not everybody does, but we do have our stuff available on Spotify or iTunes or Amazon or whatever. But people really want those physical copies. Like, we've been getting asked for vinyls, cassettes, yeah.
Right? They're like, oh yeah, I got it from 30 years ago, because it repeats. It'll be like, I got it 30 years ago when it came out.
Yeah. And I mean, you can't sign a Spotify playlist, like,
True story.
and on top of it too, I mean, the covers, like, when we do get in the stores and the record shops or whatever, people look at those covers, and I know for a fact that people have picked up our records just because of the covers, because they're like, what is this? And it's like right after Maiden or whatever, so it's it's pretty cool. Like, kind of placed ourselves well on the shelf, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of did. That was not an accident. You guys have been awesome. Thanks so much for making the time for us. And we will see you guys inside.
Awesome!
Scream! Scream for me!
I did a goat one.
I remember the goats. Absolutely. The national food of Texas, by the way, is the taco. The taco? Have lots of them.
Oh, we're going for tacos.
Okay. Enjoy your tacos.
Thank you.
And those were bassist Leighton Holmes, singer-guitarist Chris Osterman, drummer Chris Sonea, and guitarist Megan Merrick, collectively known as Iron Kingdom. Iron Kingdom are currently on a U.S. tour that will take them to Atlanta, the East Coast, across the southeast of Canada, and the American Midwest, and the Rockies, and to the Pacific Northwest through the 1st of December. You can find all their tour dates on iron-kingdom.com, and let me personally assure you that they tear it up. You really, really need to check these guys out. Their new album, On the Hunt, is out now. Please subscribe to Sonic Perspectives on all the social media and on the podcaster of your choice to get notified every time we drop a new interview, album review, podcast, or photo set. And hop on over to sonicperspectives.com for lots and lots of metal and prog goodness. This is Gonzo signing off from the Texas Bureau. We're going to write it out with the opening cut from On the Hunt. This is White Wolf.
Wish